Boiling vegetables has been a go-to cooking method for centuries. It's simple, fast, and requires no special equipment. But what many people don't realize is that boiling can strip away some of the very nutrients we turn to vegetables for in the first place. While cooking generally improves the digestibility and bioavailability of certain compounds, boiling in excess water poses a particular risk to water-soluble vitamins, namely vitamin C and the B-complex family. These fragile nutrients are easily lost to the cooking water, meaning that if you're not consuming the liquid they're leached into, you might be pouring much of their benefit down the drain. Vitamin C, also known as ascorbic acid, is one of the most heat-sensitive vitamins and highly soluble in water. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage, as well as peppers and leafy greens, are all excellent sources of vitamin C, but their levels can drop by 30% to over 50% when these vegetables are boiled. The hotter and longer the cooking time, the more severe the loss. For instance, boiling broccoli for 10 minutes can cut its vitamin C content nearly in half, while shorter, gentler cooking methods like steaming or microwaving preserve far more of this antioxidant. And it's not just temperature. It's contact with water that's the main culprit, which is why even nutrient-rich spinach becomes less beneficial if boiled and drained. The B vitamins, especially folate, B9, thiamine, B1, and riboflavin, B2, also fall into the water-soluble and heat-sensitive category. These vitamins are crucial for energy metabolism, brain function, and red blood cell production. Leafy greens, legumes, and certain root vegetables like beets and turnips are good sources of B vitamins, but they too can lose substantial quantities during boiling. Folate, in particular, is easily degraded in water. A cup of boiled spinach may contain significantly less usable folate than a cup of lightly steamed or sautéed greens, simply because the vitamin ends up in the cooking water rather than in your body. That doesn't mean all boiling is bad, it's just a matter of context. If you're making a vegetable soup or stew where the cooking water becomes part of the dish, then those leached vitamins are still being consumed. In fact, in soups and broths, boiling can work in your favor. It breaks down fibers, releases minerals, and concentrates flavors into the liquid. But if you're boiling vegetables like carrots, green beans, or cauliflower and then draining the water, you're likely losing a significant share of the water-soluble nutrients. Fortunately, there are better ways to cook while still preserving both nutrients and flavor. Steaming is one of the best methods for retaining vitamin C and B vitamins because the vegetables don't sit directly in water. Sautéing in a small amount of oil not only keeps water-soluble vitamins intact, but also helps release fat-soluble nutrients like beta-carotene and vitamin K. Microwaving, surprisingly, is also effective when done with minimal water and short cooking times. It heats quickly and reduces exposure to high temperatures. It's also worth noting that cutting vegetables before boiling can increase nutrient loss, since more surface area is exposed to water. Whenever possible, cook vegetables whole or in larger chunks and avoid overcooking. The goal is to make vegetables tender, not limp, and to retain their vibrancy both in color and nutrition. In practical terms, if you love boiled vegetables, there's no need to abandon them altogether. Just be smart about it. Consider reusing cooking water in soups, gravies, or grains, or drink it as a warm vegetable tea with a squeeze of lemon. Choose other cooking methods for nutrient-rich vegetables that are particularly high in water-soluble vitamins. And if you're eating a varied, plant-rich diet overall, occasional boiling won't undo your efforts. It's only problematic if it's the default, day after day. The bottom line, boiling has its place, but it's not the most nutrient-efficient method for every vegetable. When you boil and discard the water, you may be discarding much of the nutrition as well. Cooking should be about unlocking the power of vegetables, not washing it away. A simple shift to steaming, sautéing, or thoughtful broth use can make a noticeable difference in how much nourishment actually reaches your plate and your cells.